Complexity have over this side of the map?
Yeah, they are doing they're doing a fine job here. The two Danish players in the lineup defending B together, and you'd think it'd be very hard to do a sort of a two-man pincer movement, but they actually are doing that time and time again. Pushing into the A side is a bit. See if he can get something done. Poison's moved up into a position that's slightly more difficult to clear. He's not sure if they're going to be jumping up, but right now it's a 3-on-5 with about 40 seconds left. Perfecto is joining the crew, and nice entry. Bit is actually just such a great player, isn't he?
Yeah, his aim is explosive, and it gets them in situations they otherwise wouldn't have been in. And when Simple gets in a position like this, Navi can convert rounds. This was all in control in favor of Complexity. Oh, but Bit, no, just takes a little too long to get in, and JKS punishes him for it. But Simple's going for the big flank. Okay, there's still a possibility that he's able to win this 1-on-3 situation, and he bides his time. He's waiting, but the bomb, is it planted for him? It might be behind the box. Do Complexity know it? Either way, JKS is able to find the kill.
I suppose Simple didn't even know if they were defusing at that point in time, so he probably felt like he had to go a little bit quick on getting that shot. I thought he would have just waited even longer than that, but yeah, the bomb also was not planted for him. This is I don't even know how you see that. That is really well done. JKS, obviously instrumental in getting that job done. 3 kills in the round for him just like that. 10-3 scoreline. Now, I don't think Navi should have even been back in that round. But once they were, the fact that they can't win it's going to be very, very frustrating. I'm so curious if Navi win the pistol, if Complexity won't be in the exact same situation here.
It seems entirely possible. I mean, there's a reason Navi decided to pick this map. They do have a stellar CT side, but Complexity are putting up a great defense. This is a fortress, this entire map. I mean, they did decide to relinquish lane, though. This is a time when Navi has found more map control towards middle and that lane side, and Complexity are playing a more passive type of approach. It looks like they might go for a re-aggress towards middle with S-Tag and Cold, but Navi, they're still taking space on this other side of the map right now.
And they know that Electronic is somewhere in the middle. They definitely know that. So I doubt they're going to be caught off guard, because I think Poison spotted that jump past in the beginning, so it must have been called out. Simple goes down, but I don't think they're fooled. Yeah, they're still... You can tell how careful they're being here in not letting anyone sneak through, because obviously... If the T's do get in on that side of the map, it's probably game over for one or the other bomb side.
Electronic. Ooh. Make some sound. S-Tag will eat him up for that. That's a very dry peak, and it looks like he was trying to upset the defense, maybe pull a rotation, but he may not have expected them to be that close. And now it's going to be a one-dimensional attack from Navi. They're coming out of cave at the moment, and they have to secure some positions. Blamef, he's just tucking his head. Oh, this becomes such a strong angle if he's not cleared. He gets one. Perfecto gets a trade. This feels like a must-win round for Navi. They are down 2v4, but Perfecto just swings into the angle, leaving simply Boomich here, and he runs right out of bullets.
Yeah, so unfortunate. S-Tag with another double kill. It is going to be an 11-3 scoreline. He's gunning for what must be one of the best ratings in a half here at the group stage, at least. He's 21-4 right now, and we've only played 14 rounds.
Yeah. On top of that, 322 utility damage. That's insane. 141 ADR. He's doing an excellent job at B right now. That's all that... I mean, he's done everything correctly. He's done so many things right. Whether he's playing on the site, towards lane, cave, everything. He's been a renaissance man of the B site.
Yeah, bottom fragger on Complexity is Cold with 9 kills, but the highest on the other team is Simple at 8, so that's not a good sign there. Try to do it again. They've been trying this a couple of times. Blame it for the corner. Oh, no! And they line up. They finally took down S-Tag, and just like that, it goes back their way anyway. Poison nearly getting that shot, so it was a short-lived victory for Navi on that B-bomb side. I like the idea, and this is the third time they've tried to do it, and it did work, and I actually think the theory behind that kind of a push is really sound. Assuming you don't get completely exploded running up the ramp by nades, it can work, but they just forgot to check that one corner.
Yeah, it's such a powerful position. And the smoke right in the face of Simple will slow him down here. Perfecto's ready to activate, but no one else is in position. And Complexity, they have 3 players in this back lane of B. It does look like the final hit is destined to end at B. It's the final smoke of NAVI. That has to be it. There's
nothing else they can do, is there? I think they're probably hoping that Simple would have found someone if someone would have walked onto the bomb side at this point in time. That hasn't happened. Flash goes over. That should be a really effective flashbang, but they can't find the Complexity players, and they would love to do that before they go for this fight. Nearly lining up so much damage there. Bit is lucky to be alive. They're going to trade Cold, though. Poison with the kill, leaving Simple on his own. And he takes the opportunity to poison. That's a quick deagle draw. And they're going to be able to win that round 12-3 in the first half in favor of Complexity. That is one hell of a run. They just need a tiny bit more. Pistol in the second half, and they will maybe get that third map. We'll see if they can after the break.
That's not what we want to see.
No stress, Benja.
I feel stressed when you're watching.
Oh, no stress.
Oh my god, we're live.
We're live?
Oh my god, holy shit.
Just play it safe, Benja.
Yeah, I don't know what I have to.
Oh my god, I didn't play it safe myself.
Did you fall?
Oh yeah, mate.
So I'm ahead of you right now.
Oh yeah, you are, mate. But we're together in this.
No.
Yep.
I'm right behind you, Batman.
Vamos.
Queso.
Okay, so.
Wow, I'm insane.
Vamos.
Oh my god, this is too late to jump like this. I'm actually surprised you haven't finished it yet.
Oh, me too, mate. I'm done now, though. No stress, Benja.
I feel stressed when you're watching.
Oh, no stress.
Okay, just chill.
I'm not watching.
Okay, fine.
This one's slow. Jump over it and press S. Yep, take good time. Yep. And then the rest.
Oh, that was pretty close.
Alright, this one.
This is easy. This is just pure.
Oh, this is easy for you. Alright, you're right there, mate. You're right there.
Jump this.
Okay, do it.
No more sensitivity. I'll tip.
You can do it. All the way.
Almost.
Vamos.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
That's pretty fast, mate. Pretty fast.
And we're back once again. Second half, second map. It is 12-3 in favor of Complexity at the end of the first half. Second half's going to be coming up now, and if they win the pistol, it's probably nuke time. Almost certainly feels like it should be. However, if NAVI could do it, I'm so curious to see if they're going to run it all the way back. I think they might be able to, because, yeah, like we've been talking about pretty much all map long, this T side is really hard to put together.
It is. Perfecto Playing close. Oh, the CZ for Boomich. He pulls out the knife on top of it. Oh, man. That is a great hold, though. That is going to make this a lot more difficult for Complexity in the post plant. Perfecto still maintains some very forward position. He could find a timing right here if he decides to peek, but he will wait for his team. A little bit of a jiggle, looking for something. And the retake commences, but Cold is there. Oh, 2 kills for Cold. And, Simple finds the return. Looking for it. 1v2, but he can't put it together. And Complexity find the 13th.
Yeah, and that's a massive problem. It looked pretty good. I like the fact that they were waiting for a while there. Perfecto didn't really go for it. And obviously with this kind of a double kill for Boomich, you think they have the setup for it. But these are some very, very crisp shots coming out from Cold Zero. 13-3. Navi by Deagles. Some HEs to follow it up. Yeah, they could do some damage in this round. But they're not feeling it at the moment. Not on this map. Nades avoided by Complexity. Maybe you could see that coming, the potential nade stack. Wow.
It's a weird wall. No bullet holes.
No, just eats them all up.
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised he just went for the full spam there. I mean, if they push out...
Yeah.
But all right.
Just full confidence. And Complexity, they make their way back to B. Navi were in a bit of an A stack, which is interesting given how the B site is definitely the favored one for most teams.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're learning so far.
Right.
I mean, I think partly because of the bomb plant zone over there is just...
It's tough.
Yeah, if someone's in CT spawn and they're shooting through at the right angle, you could just die anyway. All right, a bit of a kill from Boomich at the very least. And Vecto could have actually done some damage there. They were stood on top of each other. Could have been awkward if he would have killed 2 of them. But they're smoked off. They've lost the bomb site. It's going to be 14 rounds for Complexity. And because Navi put everything into this round, the next one isn't even going to be that exciting necessarily either.
No, it's going to be a rough buy for them. At this point, there's a case that Navi should just force for every round. If you don't buy next round, you're hoping your 3 pistols are going to be a win condition. Would be nice to just give everybody a chance to win something because...
Yeah, I agree.
You can't... giving up 15-3 is... You're saying you have the most impenetrable defense ever.
Yeah, you're looking to... I mean... In a weird way, if we'd compared it to the old version of Nuke that was incredibly one-sided towards the CT side, if you just imagine we were on that map now and you saw a 14-3 scoreline, but Navi were on the CT side, it wouldn't be great. Nuke wasn't that one-sided. It wouldn't be thinking, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, Navi are totally going to make it back, maybe especially because of the economy. But if they somehow pulled together this round, at least you knew there was a chance they could do something similar. I don't know if the map compares exactly to that yet. I think maybe that's a bit of an early prediction. But Complexity just gave us a pretty good lesson in how hard it can be to actually find any kind of a breakthrough on that CT defense. It was rock solid. Yeah. Setting up outside of the B bomb side once again with JKS holding basically in T-spawn.
Yeah, once again, Navi opt for the AAA, and it might work this time. Complexity are making it look like a very similar round to the previous, where Cold is inserted into lane, and they're walking all the way back. And so we've got a few players, Bit, Electronic, Simple. They might be able to put something together. Because Complexity aren't even going for mid-control. This is going to be a completely just one-pronged approach. There's...
Yeah. Force in numbers as they come through. I don't know. Smoke us up. So are they going to be doubling up on that boost? No, they're just going to go for it now. Electronic up there. I think he was earlier. So this worked very well. If Bit can get a kill, drag all the attention towards him, they forget about Electronic and then they go for it. Simple will have hurt them already. They're not going to forget about Electronic. They check it for sure. And Bit unable to get the kill that he needed. That had to be a pretty instantaneous headshot. Poison instead with 2, and Simple will fall right off. There was 18 seconds on the clock and the bomb is being planted. And Boomich, he would have loved to have found someone in that plant moment. Poison.
Just ran right at him.
That's a check.
Yeah, just called him out, said, I know you're in this corner with the smoke fades. I'm coming right at you.
Yeah.
That's 15 for Complexity, and Navi will have a gun round here. They did keep some money for themselves, but it is an incredibly uphill battle. If there were any map in the pool, though, this would be the one to make the CT comeback. Ancient right now, if you filter for top 30 teams, it is the most CT-sided map. So,
just 12 rounds.
yeah,
That's all they need.
Just 12 in a row. Just flawless CT side. You know, that's
all we're asking.
Yeah.
And then you have to do it again in overtime.
Yes. I'm not sure if Perfecto wanted it to land there.
I don't think so.
I think he wanted it to go into the doorway.
You're like, damn. Well, it's not even, because sometimes if you throw a smoke like that, you could look under it, but obviously not the way that the...
Not when it's that high.
Nope, not like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's some important utility, too. Now, Navi have only one smoke left with 1 minute and 10 seconds. There's not a lot of options for them here. They might try to find some space with a re-aggress on some part of the map, but it's just going to come down to hitting some shots.
Electronic is up there at the temple. Blamef's going to join the rest of the team. So will Poison. So they kind of take the route through middle. And we're looking like we're going to be revisiting that B bomb site. Favorite destination of most of the teams that play it. Perfecto and Boomich are here. Electronic is starting to get in there. Simple is even gravitating towards that side of the map. So they look like they have the right idea, Navi. They certainly have some weapons finally this time around, so they could maybe get this done. Deep nades and actually Poison walking out behind. This could be great. The bomb has been dropped for the minute, but shooting in the back is Poison. He's ready for it. Nearly could have taken the face off of Electronic, but instead, he's going to find Blamer. For now, 14 seconds on the clock, a 2-on-3. And even if Electronic is a little bit low on health, this is still very dangerous. He fakes it once. They know that he's in there, but they just can't find him. And now they've run out of time entirely. Poison will do some good damage here, but the round is going to go to Navi regardless. It's going to be 15-4.
That's the one for Navi. As soon as Complexity started throwing all of that utility to clear space towards B, Navi rotate on over, and a very cheeky little play from Electronic. There was a gap in that smoke. He decides to find some space there, and he puts up an excellent defense. Also, you can see the proactivity from Navi. As soon as the hit's coming out, they say, we don't want to be on the site. We want to push towards lane. We want to push down towards the ramp. And it works out in terms of just making Complexity uncomfortable, taking that space away.
Can they actually see much boosting over that smoke in the middle, Navi, I wonder? I mean, I'm assuming they can, otherwise they probably wouldn't be doing it, but that would have been fun to see if they could have actually made a play behind it. Bit is pushed up far into the A hallway, something that we didn't really see Complexity try and do all that much. Would have been JKS playing over there, I believe.
Yes.
He was pretty far behind. Or maybe Cold was there at times when he wasn't playing middle.
They tried it once, and then Bit took out both of them.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Good point. Poison.
Okay.
That's a nice shot. Oh, he's so aggressive.
Wow.
He's flashed, but just standing in the middle of the site. He's got to find somewhere to go. Up close, and he tries to hit the flick mid-air. Man, that would have been cool, but he still created a lot of space. The bomb is kind of in this area. Blamef's going to be taking down Electronic, but now they just call a freeze. They just wait for it. And S-Tag picks up Bit in the middle, and now the A-bomb site is completely lost. Blamef is about to find out. JK is waiting around and probably could have had that kill already. Boomich now, rare to see him with the AWP, but he's got it. Planting in front, because he's going to go for it. He almost kind of has to. Close enough to get the no-scope. That's wild, but it doesn't change the fact that it is Simple on his own. 1 versus 2, and he's going to go down. It's S-Tag to get the final kill of the map, and that is really justified given how he played this. An absolutely unreal performance from him. And that means we're going to go to a third map on Nuke.
This was a great sign for Complexity. They showed some life. They showed that they can hold their own against Navi, and taking a convincing map like this makes you begin to believe.
I hope they do, because Nuke is surely going to be an interesting game to watch as well. I can't wait for that. S-Tag he played out of his mind on this particular map. But Poison and Blamer are right there behind him. So if that can continue into the third map, that's going to be really exciting. Let's see if it can. Nuke is going to be coming up next. Stay tuned.
I just keep straight forward. Oh, you. Wait, what?
There's windows there?
Oh my gosh, wait, you die there? I couldn't see you, man. Oh my god. But what the? Dude, that came out of nowhere. That was so fast. It landed in front of me and bounced into me. That was crazy.
I'll take that one. Oh my god, I did the same.
Holy. Alright, alright. Karma.
God damn it.
I'm so scared of the
boxes.
boxes.
I'm paranoid now.
Yeah. Oh, that was close.
God damn.
Oh my god. I couldn't see you there. Oh my god. Oh, what the hell?
Dude, holy shit. You're on point.
This angle's insane.
This is brutal, bro.
Oh my.
Nice. These are the only ones I can get. I'll take that.
Oh my god. I knew it was coming, but I tried avoiding it, but I couldn't.
It's scary as
Oh!
A1 walking. Contact A probably.
Out.
I'm checking banana. Boosting that. One more.
I'm peeking this now. Bits A.
I'm pushing banana. It's A default.
Okay.
One more low, and I'm low as well.
I want smoke 2
They
8.
have A.
I'm jumping
Get
out.
ready. You can kill him easy. He's holding you.
Dead.
Two guys towards A.
Where are we going on A now? The bowling is smoking.
Tempo dead.
Nice.
Side one.
Bit was A. Double.
Donut inside.
Splitting with plant. Okay, I'm peeking. He's planting. Dead plant.
Nice goals, nice run.
I even tried to bait for you, Justin.
A curveball pick from NAVI that unfortunately comes back to bite. Their own choice of Ancient falls in the favour of their opponents, and Complexity looked confident doing it, Jason. An almost impenetrable CT side to start this off.
Yeah, they looked really good. Obviously, it helps when S-Tag has the game he has, defending like a pretty important bomb site as well on the map. I mean, it just felt like that portion of the map was kind of shut down. For me, like, we kind of questioned this, obviously, map pick when we saw the veto. And if you go back to yesterday, this is now both of Navi's map picks that they've lost in both of their series that they've played. So I don't know necessarily what that means. We talked about this could potentially just be them having a little bit of fun and maybe feeling overconfident, maybe using maps as a little bit of extra practice. But it's just opening the door for what could be an upset for these teams.
I'm telling you, this event for Navi is a laboratory, right? They're making an experiment. They did it on Dust 2 against OG. Now they're doing it with Ancient against Complexity. Didn't pan out at all. You mentioned S-Attack, and he's got to be the hero of this city side. I think also his ability to play off of Blame's aggression on the B side, side. These two together, they made life for Navi an absolute hell. We'll see here, we have a full highlight reel of that CT side, and most of the kills you will see are quite forward on the side when he was making the difference. He was finding a lot of multi-kills, as we can see right here, for example. He was always pushing the envelope, swinging, staying at the end of the smoke, finding kills once more there. He was very complicated to play against for Navi.
Yeah, so many positions of aggression as well. Like he mixed it up a very well done, mixing up all these different positions, all these different play styles. This was a thing
from
of
the
beauty.
side as well.
And even in the rare moment where he didn't have a good situation or a good play, or maybe he only went 1-for-1 or something in that bomb site, Complexity was so good at retaking it as well. They were so patient, just chilled, waited for the smokes to clear, and then they have clear lines of sight into the bomb site itself.
Yeah, I really love that you pick up Blame there as well, getting to see that dynamic duo really going to work on that B bomb site, locking it down and just making it incredibly tough for Navi to get any room into.
Yeah, Complexity had different ways to play the B side, which makes it that much harder for Navi to navigate it, right? It would be Blame in the cave area, trying to be a little bit annoying and peeking. S-Tag would be doing it from A long, from B long. Sometimes they would play on site. As you can see, a good example here. He was always playing at the edge, having that shadow advantage to punish anyone from Navi who was trying to get onto that B lane. Now, Navi came in with a plan, and they wanted to play 3-1-1 with a skirmish of 3 players trying to make the difference on the side. And the problem is they never really found the trade. They were almost punished, and then they ended up with a few lurkers here and there that just were disconnected to the round. They had no way of fighting back.
Yeah, it fell flat, and it didn't. I mean, and I don't know. Maybe another game if they replay this map and replay this opponent on it, just maybe even tomorrow. Maybe S-Tag and Blame F aren't as impactful in those positions, and we can see what Navi's kind of ability to work around the map is. I do like they opened up. Obviously, we saw the round already. Bit and Simple just kind of dueling towards A. That seems to be a style they like to have, like a 2-man kind of probe into a certain part of the map, see what you can get. Unfortunately, here today on Ancient, it didn't work out.
Yeah, and some context that you pointed out before jumping into this particular mapper. In the past 3 months, we haven't seen Navi play a full T side. And I mean, what we did see, if you're a fan of Navi, it probably wouldn't make you too happy.
Well, as Jason is pointing out, I think it's a matter of the first few trades not going their way. Because the way they spread across the map, as soon as they would have gotten favorable trades, then you would have seen holes and weaknesses on the defense that would have been exactly. There would have been gaps. It just wasn't the case, because when you have S-Tag looking down the B side, like there's the case, or Poison on the A side with the AWP, then it looks a little bit fragile, looks a bit bleak, because no one is finding any opportunity. So you replay that game, you give these entries on the side of Navi, and then suddenly it looks different. But I will still say, in terms of entry frag, a number that is really looking bad for Navi is that they actually had the upper hand. They had 11 opening kills for the 9 of Complexity, only, converting 4 rounds. So that's a problem.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem. But we have seen Navi bouncing back, as you were just alluding to, obviously, their game yesterday versus OG. A bit of a false start on their own pick of Dusty, but coming back to take map number 3 convincingly. And now we are going to Nuke, which is where we see Navi having a flawless win record on so far. So not looking too bad for them.
No, you're still going to go into this supremely confident in Navi's ability and not so much like super worried that this upset is actually going to be completed. But this is what I mean when you say you're opening up the door of an opportunity for an upset, because this is also a map Complexity at Pro League. When they just brought NATO Safex in for config, this was the map they selected to play. Now here, Coldzera coming in, brand new lineup. First series that they had yesterday, they picked Nuke to play. This is a map they're comfortable with. It's one of the probably one of the maps they emphasize as well, because historically they've always liked it. Blame F likes it. And now Navi, yeah, you have a great record on it, but you're giving your opponent in a map that they're comfortable on it too, an opponent that should be a little bit shaky if you go deeper into the map pool.
They're playing with fire. Navi is playing with fire. I feel like they did it against OG, and they gone away unscathed because they won that third map decisively, and then we stood here today saying, you know what, at the end of the day, it was quite clear for Navi. Everything is fine. And they are now at the same crossroad, which, depending on how Nuke goes, our narrative, our story is going to completely change. If Complexity actually pulled that upset, beat them on Nuke, we'd all be standing thinking, what the hell were they doing? Picking down Ancient, opening their flank for Nuke. But if they completely smash Complexity, then it's a bis repetita of what happened against OG.
Yeah, but if Complexity take this FaZe and OG, I think are going to collectively break every single monitor in the practice rooms. I think they're just going to throw it all on the ground and just step on it. I think they're all going to
Yeah, your prize for winning the lower bracket matches are playing against Navi in
they'd
your
be
next match.
absolutely furious if this actually turns into an upset, which I'm fine with. I actually am okay with it.
Do you see a possibility of this happening when we're kind of comparing these two sides in terms of how comfortable they are on this map?
Yeah, there's certainly, like I said, there's always a possibility. And if you look at a team like complexity as well, and the players, some of the, like we've seen BlameF take over games. We've obviously seen coldzera just individually take over games. You have too many players now on all of these teams that are individually skilled enough to take over at least an individual map or a half of a map that can give you that kind of lead that you know, just propels you into a win there. So JKS goes off in the first half. They can be set up very nicely. Same with BlameF, same with coldzera, same with S-Tag, like same with Poison even, like all 5 players.
I mean, he was the man on the map yesterday versus FaZe. It really was going lights out.
Absolutely, and I wanted to refer to that game as well, because I think the plan that Complexity had going up against FaZe, which was to be very harassing towards the yard position, what if they do that to Electronic again? We know Electronic is very seasoned. He's a veteran of the outside, probably one of the best T player we can have in that position. But what if that's the plan as well for Complexity? To just shut him down completely. And Navi truly rely on the space that he is creating, the opportunities he is finding for Navi. So this is going to be a very key part of the map.
So how do you view